Hey everyone, how are you? And happy Homebrew Wednesday. Today I'm sipping up on my black IPA. Tasting pretty good. Cheers. So, last few weeks I've been on vacation. Let's see, hop update. Let's take that first. So I came back from vacation and I noticed that my hops had started to produce burrs. And so over the course of the last week and a half, watered them down, added a few nitrogen pellets, and then just make sure that they were getting fed properly. And just checked it out earlier this morning, and it's looking pretty good. So let me go ahead and show you a bit of that.
Alright, so here we are looking at the hop trees. It's pretty high up there, not too much less than that one. But the cables did sort of converge together a little bit. But there's no longer a question of if there'll be hops. Because as you can see, there's quite a few little cones up there. So look at that. Getting there. It's looking pretty good. Should definitely have something to harvest. It's not the BH Brewing sort of harvest, but it'll be something nonetheless. So yeah.
So I'm really happy about that. Kind of anxious to see how those things turn out, and looking forward to it. In addition to that, today was my first ever attempt at brewing up a apple cider. Also, I want to give a shout out to Roy Lake, because he sort of turned me on to the WLP 775, which is a English apple cider or an English cider yeast. So I'm going to go ahead and give that a try. Supposedly with that yeast, you don't have to back sweeten it. The yeast finish out before before it drops way down. So really looking forward to giving that a whirl. I'll post a link to his channel down in the about section, and also he started a cider group up on Facebook, so I'll go ahead and put a link down there for that as well. Thanks a lot, Roy. I'll let you know how it turns out.
Okay, so what I'm doing here is just heating up some apple juice, and that's so that I can dissolve in 500 grams of this brown sugar into 1 liter of apple juice, and we'll add that to the carboy with the rest of the apple juice after. Alright, so I just added in the 1.5 kilogram, so 500 grams of brown sugar. Just heating that up in order to dissolve it. I'm going to turn this down so I don't actually boil it. I just want to heat it up enough just to dissolve it. And in a few minutes I'll go ahead and add in some cinnamon sticks. Alright, so as it's heating up, I've got 3 cinnamon sticks in here. I'll just go ahead and add those in and let them soak. Those will also go into the carboy. Alright, so we're down in the brewery now. Everything's been completely sanitized. I've filled up this fermentation vessel halfway with about 5 liters of apple juice so far, and I'm just going to go ahead and add in the bit that I boiled upstairs. I didn't boil it, I just heated it up to melt the brown sugar. It's got a really deep, rich, raisiny sort of smell at this point. It's kind of nice. Alright, I'll just take this off here for a second and get these cinnamon sticks in there. My hands have been sanitized. There we go. Get every last drop. Alright, now we'll finish filling it with the rest of the apple juice. Get my sanitized bung. Just shake the
star sand off it. Put that in there. I'm going to shake it up a bit so I make sure it's all mixed in. And then I'll go ahead and take a gravity reading. Alright, so the gravity reading I'm getting is right about 1068. 2, 4, 6, 8. 1067, 1068. I'll call it 1068. Let's be friends. So that's the color on it. Let's see if I can get that in focus. There we go. It's a little bit, you know, darker, but we'll see how that cleans up. Alright, so here we go. She'll sit in here for the next, I don't know, couple weeks and see how she does. The yeast on this one, I use the English Cider yeast, WLP 775. This is based on a recommendation from Roy Lake. So thank you, Roy Lake. Just discovered him on YouTube, doing lots of cider videos, and got a cider group up on Facebook. And I'll go ahead and put a link to his channel and the Facebook group down in the About section. So that's the color. Looking forward to seeing how this does and clarifies and how it comes out like. In addition to that, I don't know what I'm brewing in the immediate future. Before vacation, you saw I had 4 fermenters full. 2 of them were with a brown ale. One of those brown ale is going to my company party the end of the month. And then I also had 2 pale ales. It was basically the same batch, but in one I had WLP 001 and the other had 007. All those are in kegs now, just conditioned, and they'll stay there pretty much for the rest of the month. I want to do a Westy 12 clone, so I really do want to do a dark Belgian strong ale, Belgian dark strong, and so I went ahead and got me some White Labs yeast for that, and I think I'll be following Jamison Moeckel's recipe that he had up on BrewToad. So I'll go ahead and post a recipe or a link down to the recipe in the About section for that as well. Been reading up on Maltose Falcons, also a lot on Homebrew talk, trying to get some more knowledge about what other people have tried for the Westy 12, and yeah, just seeing how that goes. Basically, it's a beer I know I'm going to brew, probably only going to be a 5-gallon batch, and it's going to sit in the fermenter probably for at least 5-6 weeks, and then it's going to go into bottles. So I'll bottle condition that one, all 750 milliliter bottles, and just let it set for at least a year. Just get it done, set it, forget it, and move on. Another brew, 2 brews I want to get done. I want to do another Arrogant Bastard Ale clone. I'm out of that. I'd like to make it again, and so that'll probably be coming up in the pipeline. I also picked up some WLP 300 finally to make a traditional German Hefeweizen. Trying to get that banana clove taste out of it. So I'm going to be trying that again also in the near future. I've only got the black IPA. So I know that's getting pretty low, and I'm going to want to make another double IPA and make that available. So that's also in the pipeline. Trying to figure out which double IPA I want to sort of mock, you know, which one I want to sort of clone, and go from there. I've done Pliny the Elder, turned out really good, but you know, time to try a couple others maybe. I want to try a different combination of hops. Oh, I got Intermezzo coming to visit me on Saturday, so we're going to spend the day together. He'll be here at my house, and we're just going to chill out, maybe go for a hike in the woods. I don't know. He's been in Norway and northern Scandinavia for the last couple of weeks touring, sightseeing, and the message from him is that he may be tuckered out from sightseeing and just want to relax, so I'll make sure to allow him to do that. We'll just chill out and have fun. So, in far as the 2014 SJ Pour Homebrewing Challenge, my part of it is done for rating the beers. So I got all 8 beers from the other 8 brewers in the European division. I've rated them all. You've probably seen them. And yeah, so looking forward to the rest of the brewers in the European division finishing up their evaluations, rating all their beers. Get those done, and then we'll see who's going on to the worldwide finals. So that should be fun. So there was one thing I wanted to mention. I totally forgot about it, and that was in the Brew House series. So if you haven't seen it already, I'm doing interviews with a lot of the Homebrew Wednesday guys that we know and love, like SJ, Larmo 22, Paul Wicksteed, Harry Brew 69. The latest one I've done with New to Homebrew Tom, and that's up on brewtubers.com. So I'll always put the latest video up on www.brewtubers.com, and you can watch it there. So New to Homebrew Tom is up there. Ones that I've got in progress that I have yet to edit and publish is interview with the winner from the New England SJ Pour Challenge, and that was with Barry, the Brew Palette. That's coming out. Also did another one with an old brew tuber that I hope that everybody in the community has already watched some of his videos. Stephen Tate, better known as Hat Trick. He's just graduated from the Siebel Institute and become a brewmaster. So that's great to see old Homebrew Wednesday brew tubers becoming brewmasters. I mean, it's just phenomenal. And then also lots of people, lots of in the brew house interviews coming up and that are on deck and will be done. So look for it. They're going to be on brewtubers.com first, and then they usually show up on my channel here about a month later. But yeah, be sure to check out brewtubers.com and go check out In the Brew House series. So thanks. That's all for me this week. I hope you guys are having a heck of a Homebrew Wednesday. Have a hell of a week and a better weekend. Cheers.